Thanks for inviting me here, Raven. But I got a question to ask you. Who's that guy over there sitting by himself? Ah, that's my therapist. Well, you know, after the whole. Let's just focus on me and you, not him. What? Come on, don't be so secretive with me. I told you before you could tell me anything. And why did you have a therapist? I mean, I know you've been through a lot in your life and you probably do have a lot of issues, but don't you think you could tell me what happened? I can, but it's a very long story. Hmm, I see. So you feel like everything was just your fault, and you begin to have a different mindset about people and things around you, so you found a mountain and unfused with Gabriel and jumped? Yeah, honestly, I'm not sure how I survived. I think Gabriel might have protected me from. I don't know. I survived and I'm still here. That's all I know, and I'm okay. So, seriously, can we just talk about something else now? Sure, we can. Just remember, you're like a son to me as well. So, what did you bring me here for? Well, truth be told, it's been quite a while, Shawn. I just really wanted to speak with you. Hmm, what's wrong? Are you okay? Your voice seems really hoarse right now. Yeah, just a little sick, that's all. I'll be fine. Are you sure? We can talk another day if. No, 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 no. I'll be good. Well, I don't feel sick. It's just like the aftermath of being sick. My voice is just a little, but I'll be good. Promise. Anyways, I brought you here for a reason. You. How about I stop you in your tracks? If you don't know where to start, then I do. It's been a while since I've seen you, Raven. I kinda got a lot of questions for you. Okay, that makes it a lot easier for me then. Shoot. Hmm. This might sound really random, but are you and Gabriel in a relationship by any chance? What? You can't say stuff like that. My voice is already hoarse. I'm gonna destroy it. And no, me and Gabriel are not in a relationship. You sure? Why are you asking me about this? It's just, well, I know you're a fusion, but I was really curious how those things work. I've heard from a friend of mine that a way a fusion can last is, well, both of them have to be, I guess, mentally stable or something like that. I don't really understand the whole concept of fusions, and I'm not saying that they're wrong, but it is kind of weird to see it. After all, people back in the day used to think it was witchcraft. Well, a lot of things that were unfamiliar seemed like witchcraft to a lot of people. And considering the fact that you were a fusion for a while now, how did it feel? Did you feel some type of connection or love towards him? To be honest, I hate Gabriel with every fiber and being in my body. But it's also like he's my ancestor? Who's still alive? Which I also find weird because the other Moonlight Warriors are dead, so how is he still alive? How is he still amongst the living? And last time I knew, I think it was like, I don't know, I read somewhere that he was deceased, but he's still here? I thought he was a ghost or something when I first saw him, but he's the real deal. Something's keeping him alive. But I have, well, I don't have it now, but when I did have his relic, he wasn't really a physical being. More like a, I guess, I don't know. It's confusing. I just, no. To answer your question, I do not have a relationship with him. We simply work together because, well, we're stronger together. It's like a battle tactic. he protects me, and I try to look out for his prophecy or legacy, something in that category. Hmm, interesting. I'm not gonna lie, I kinda thought you had a thing for him. And why would you assume that? I don't know, you seem like a huge Gabriel fan back in the day. Yeah, back in the day. That's until I realized how crummy of a person he was. Hey, from a person who's crummy himself, I know how it feels. Raven, people can change. Yeah, people can change, but they need to want to change. I've tried changing him before and nothing's worked. Not to mention, he's stuck in the old time days, whatever. He's stuck in his ways, basically. I don't think he wants to change. To be honest, he's like someone I used to know. But that's not important. Any other questions? Actually, yeah. How did Alicia take the whole suicide note thing? Well, when she found I was alive, she was really shocked, which, I mean, who wouldn't be? I really feel bad doing it. Alicia looks up to me, and I was guiding her. So for me to just run and do that, it wasn't exactly a smart thing to do. She's been underneath a lot of stress, and I don't blame her. Being lured, hopping between villages, things get rough. I'm pretty sure our alliance dismantled too, or something like that. I haven't heard from the alliance in a long time. I just I just wish I was better, Shawn. I wish that I could do more for them. But I've been stuck in my head lately. What happened to me? I was so much better years ago. I was able to control my emotions, my feelings, and keep things under wraps and keep it strictly business instead of letting personal affairs and matters intertwine with what I got going on in the world. Now it's more of a, I think I'm a bad person and I shouldn't be near them because I feel like I've brought them so much pain and damage. I think my first mistake was going to Skellswyn when Braxton was following me, which led to Skellswyn being burned down. And I think Braxton met Drizzy that way too, so he already got a hold of him. Well, yeah, I will admit, going to Skellswyn while you were being trailed wasn't exactly a good idea. But you had nowhere to go. You didn't want your home being taken down, did you? But that's the thing. Skellswyn meant something. Skellswyn was a powerhouse. My village was nothing compared to that. And it's honestly sad that I really walked there. Thought I would be okay and that Braxton wouldn't find me. But he. Another portal appeared out of nowhere, somewhere outside of the village, and, well, burned Skellswyn down to its knees. I miss the village sometimes. If if I could, I would rebuild it. I know you would. Skellswyn meant a lot to my son. And I was so happy when I found out from someone who used to live there years ago that he was lord of a running village, a powerhouse village at that. My son has a lot of power, and sometimes it even scares me. But he's so humble with it. He doesn't allow the power to go to his head. The only thing that matters to him is family, his daughter, and the people that were living inside the walls. Yeah. That's until he became a Shadow Knight. Huh? When he became a Shadow Knight, Drizzy really changed. Back then, he was so nice, so innocent. When he became a Shadow Knight, it's like someone else was controlling him. I know it was just him in the end. And being a Shadow Knight can really mess someone up, but I truly believe he changed for the worse when he became one. Okay, Raven, that's enough. I don't want to hear about that. The fact that my son changed into a Shadow Knight and I couldn't do nothing to stop it? I should have been a better father. I should have been around. I couldn't help my son. I felt defenseless. How can a father let his child go that far? You shouldn't feel too bad. After all, my dad was the one who kidnapped me from my mother and forced me to live inside the Nightosphere, and even turned me into a beta Shadow Knight. Huh? You're a Shadow Knight too? Well, a beta. It was one of the first ever existing Shadow Knights. I have the form, but not the powers or the whole calling situation where every now and then Shadow Knights would get called back to the Nightosphere to, well, get a mental reset of what to do. Hmm. Tell me more about the calling. Really? You're interested in that? A little bit. They call it the calling. Shadow Knight will basically get this. I've never experienced it firsthand, but from what I've heard from other people, it comes in different forms. They hear a voice in their head telling them they need to walk back to the Nightosphere. Some hear a voice, some hear ringing in their ears, which is not normal. Well, I mean, it's normal for humans, but this ear ringing thing is a lot different. They get a sharp pain in their head, or they just begin to lose train of thought and they can only think of the Nightosphere. When they give into it, they eventually walk back towards it and realize that the post is getting stronger. When they get inside the Nightosphere, they're trapped. Their whole mind gets wiped. They become like zombies, and they begin doing what they were supposed to do. Drizzy, I know he's faced the calling before. Multiple times, actually. All those times where he pretty much just lost his mind and ran back to the Nightosphere. Now that I think about it, that was the calling getting him. I just thought he was having a mental breakdown and just his Shadow Knight side was taking over, but it wasn't his Shadow Knight side. It was just the calling. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, there are Shadow Knights who go rogue, but or humans who are Shadow Knights that can go rogue, but it was just the Nightosphere calling my son back. Thanks for telling me about this, but again, can we switch the topic? Right, I'm sorry. So, what else do you want to talk about? Hmm. There's something I would like to speak to you about. The main reason why I came here to this village to find you. Sure. Raven, you wouldn't lie to me, would you? Of course not. I have no reason to. Good. So I was asking, where's my son? Drizzy? He's currently out on a trading thing right now. A trading thing. I'll ask again. Where's my son? I, well, my eyes over here. Raven, where's my son? You know Drizzy. He goes off on his own. He used to do it all the time back in Arpin Valley. Heck, I used to get my eyes are over here. Look at me. Where's my son? I'm not gonna ask you again before I get really aggressive. Are we really? Are we really doing this right now, Shawn? Where is my son, Raven? You told me you wouldn't lie to me, right? But what are you doing right now? Remember how I told you I committed suicide, but I survived? What, what, what does that have to do with where my son is? Relax. I'm getting there. Before that even happened, I hate talking about it. Me and Drizzy were trying to save my other brother. You, you have another brother? Another long story, but yes, I do. I didn't even know about him until later on when I grew up. We were trying to save him from the grasp of, well, some dude that kidnapped him. He was in a floating castle. Long story short, we managed to rescue him, but someone appeared behind Drizzy and held a totem to his neck. My first instinct was to grab my sword, dash at him, and slice him right through his neck, decapitate him, and bring his head back to our world as a trophy. He told me if I moved, he would decapitate Drizzy. So I stopped in my tracks. Your son looked at me. He told me to leave Esstoria and that I should never come back. The last words that echoed through my head before disaster struck. Me and you will warp through time together. Then Drizzy disappeared. 3 months later, I still couldn't find him, and I felt like it was all my fault. I can't believe it. I lost my brother. I failed as a brother to protect him. And now he's gone because... Shawn, I'm so sorry. Wow. Wow. You know what? I'm not even upset. But I'm really disappointed in you. You had one job, and that job was to protect my son. If I couldn't be there, and if his mother abused him, and he had to go through an orphanage, he has been through hell, and you were the only light in his life. Even when he didn't want you to be his light. You are to protect my son. That was the agreement that we made all those years ago, correct? I'm sorry. I know. I'm sorry. No. Don't you dare apologize. My son is God knows where because of you. You and all your enemies and dimensions and all this other BS. Maybe Diana was right. You should have never entered our lives. You're just as bad as your mother was. What? What did you just say? Elena wasn't a sweetheart either. When she was around your age, especially in her teen years, she was a little devil. I used to hate her. And then she tried to put on that act when she had you. pretending that she was nice, loving, caring. Just a devil in sheep's clothing to me. See, I knew you were always a devil, Raven. Take it back. Or I'll simply make you. You know nothing about my mother. And you can never speak on her. I was sworn to protect your son, yes, but you do not have the right to disrespect my mother, especially if she's not here. But I am. Take it back. Or you can join her and apologize up front. You never did change. Maybe it's the reason why we haven't seen each other for so long. I'll take my leave now. And you better find my son. I may not look like it, but I'm stronger than you think. And I don't scare easy, Raven. I know. So he gets fearless. He gets his fearless side from his father. And he's crazy from Diane. I think I need to go on a walk. I can't. Not right now. I can't. Now isn't that quite interesting?